Okay, welcome to day, I believe 11 of the
11.
tour, day 7 on the bikes. This is our longest day of the tour at about 105 kilometers, but flat.
Thankfully. Woohoo!
Mercifully flat and mercifully not too high.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the journey north. Say goodbye to Kenting.
Here we go.
As we headed out of Kenting for what promised to be a long but flat day, the wind reminded us that we were still very much on the Pacific Ocean. The wind seemed to be coming from all possible directions, except only rarely from behind us. Still, we persevered. This road was dotted with stands selling bags of onions, which seems to be the local crop. We finally battled our way to lunch.
Whew. That was a morning.
Yeah, we had a fairly long, flat, straight morning, but the winds were all.
Mostly headwind and crosswind.
Yeah. Weirdly, there were times when the wind was both hitting me in the face and pushing my back, and I have no idea how that's physically possible.
And shoving you sideways.
Yeah.
But the winds have died down, and we're up along kind of a bluff overlooking the coast for lunch.
Yep. Yeah, this morning was a bunch of like fruit stands selling onions and what are they called? Wax apples?
Rose apples?
Rose apples. Just after lunch, we turn away from the coast and head inland.
Oh,
And our lunch is ready.
that's our lunch.
And we turned away from the coast, bypassing Kaohsiung, and toward the hotel. Today's been the day of sort of a long, flat ride that we were hoping for. There were some like blustery headwinds as we're out on the coast, but now that we're inland, it's just flat and easy. And you know, when you can sit here and feel like you're barely doing anything and put 22, 23, 24 kilometers an hour behind you, it gets eaten up pretty fast. Our afternoon has been dotted by these separated bike paths. I kind of suspect, you know, wherever they could get permission from the owner of the orchard or whatever this is, but they've been really nice. We've been crossing these riverbeds really for the whole trip, and they've been dry or maybe like a little trickle of water, but it must be exciting when the rainy season is going on, because something got all these rocks and stumps and everything down here. It would be a very different sight. It was a long day, but eventually we made our way to Sandaman. Guess where the hotel was? We're almost done our biggest distance day of the trip. We've got about 102 out of 105 kilometers down. Everything was flat except, well, where else would you put a hotel except the top of a hill? But we did make our way to the Daluguan Hotel, which we'd actually stayed at the start of our first Taiwan bike tour in 2019.
We're heading to Tainan today.
We're off. So yesterday was a long day. I think we're feeling it in the legs a little bit, but today is short.
And downhill.
So a little bit of a break and then a rest day before we start our big climbs. So well, let's get on the road. So we made our way slowly down from Sandaman to Tainan. The afternoon was a tour of Tainan's industrial outskirts and its many stoplights. Eventually, we made it into the city for a rest day.
Hello from Tainan.
We are here on a rest day. We've walked down Anping Old Street, and we're in Fort Anping now. I think we're doing maybe a little more than our other rest days, but basically taking it easy.
Seeing Tainan, eating.
It does seem to be a nice town to explore a little bit. Our hotel has a hot plunge, cold plunge, sauna room kind of thing. That's nice. My legs feel better for having used it. Well, let's see how our day goes. That evening, we met our friends Parazi and Glory. Parazi was in Tainan to record a top 5 Tainan's food video, and we were more than happy to join in. We even got to meet his former students, who were wildly excited to see him. So our rest day ended with an unexpected food tour of Tainan. Welcome to day 14 of our cycling tour, 9th day on the bikes. Just finished our rest day in Tainan. Hung out with our friends Parazi and Glory last night. I have made a significant upgrade to my cycling situation. We'll see if it survives there.
I wish I could, but there's not a lot of room on my handlebars.
No. But so we have a bunch of climbing today, but then we have another rest day. So on the bright side, see you on the way up the hill. We left Tainan, experiencing more of its many traffic lights. Yeah, damn it. But eventually the traffic thinned out, and so did the lights. And we enjoyed a fairly flat morning before rolling into lunch. Yes, I guess. We've had lunch. We've conquered the traffic light and flat portion of the day. Next, we've got a whole bunch of climbing to do with no rest stops there. We're carrying an absurd amount of water because it is a little warm today. Up we go. Capybara, holding on, keeping me company. The next few days are in fairly remote areas, so Kenji has promised to be nearby if we need him. So far, so good.
Today, training day.
Yeah, the first. For anyone in need of context, the 220 or so meter climb we're doing right here, it's about the same as Burnaby Mountain. If you know where Simon Fraser University is, a weekend ride there is about the same elevation and distance. So that's our big midday climb. Then all we have to do is the other climbs. So we finished that up, then some down, then up again, then down the other side, then up, and more up, down, up. These, oh my god, there's a downhill sign. They're welcome in the sense that you get to go down the hill, but it just means elevation you're gonna have to gain back later. Let's go. So, down and up. We are looking at our last climb of the day. It's about 100 meters. Not especially welcome, but nothing we can't handle. Finally, down into Guanziling.
Hello from Guanziling.
Yesterday was our first big climb day to get up to Sun Moon Lake. We have a rest day here in Guanziling.
Just to make sure we were okay to make all 3 climbs.
We didn't want to do those 3 big climbs in a row.
And we feel pretty good.
Somewhere about the second to last peak that you just saw, I realized, probably for the first time, oh my god, we can actually do this.
We added a rest day in between this and the 2 more climb days, mostly because they have hot springs here. And the hot springs here are special because they have mud, a special kind of mud in them that's supposed to be good for your skin.
On our rest day, we didn't do too much. We had coffee with Kenji.
So yesterday's climb was up Coffee Road, where we passed a lot of cafes along the way.
And really didn't have any interest in stopping for coffee at the time. So we went back down, had a nice coffee at a local coffee shop.
We've got 2 more big climb days coming up. And the one thing I'm a little bit worried about is the heat.
And tomorrow, we have our second big climb day up to Sun Moon Lake. It's a little bit shorter, but a pretty big vertical day. And then one more day to really get us to the peak of the trip.
To Sun Moon Lake, which was one of the things I really wanted to see on this trip.
From there, literally everything is downhill. We descend from Sun Moon Lake quite quickly.
So we'll see you there, hopefully.
Come back for the next video and we'll see if we make the climb.